The initial aim of LAPCEL, which has been supported by Health Education in England, Kent, Surrey and Sussex, was to identify the health needs of Black, Asian, minority, ethnic populations in the South East and Kent, to serve as a learning platform where each partner can learn and share our daily working practices around palliative and end-of-life care services for diverse communities.
Things unspoken rattle the loudest chains, and so much is unspoken. Too much sorrow is shaped in silence.
The LAPCEL network includes Eleanor Hospice in Gravesend, 2 community organisations, Diversity House in Swale and Medway Diversity Forum in Medway, and 2 universities, the University of Greenwich and Anglia Ruskin University, as well as health and social care providers in the North and Mid-Kent region.
The nurse, she checks the catheter, then takes a step back, joins me in being one with the wall, as those gathered join in prayer.
In 2018 and 19, LAPCEL has been dedicated to disseminating the initial research findings of the needs of health providers and BAME communities. On the part of health providers, there was a need for training in intercultural competence, while for minority groups, as mentioned, trust and communication were some of the key needs, as well as choices around hospice care and dying at home or in hospital.
She should be at home, is softly spoken, and it is the truth.
In the last 2 years, to strengthen the dissemination of LAPCEL's work to different stakeholders, such as local authorities, health and social care providers and diverse communities, and to build capacity, the LAPCEL network has created 3 tools inspired by medical humanities.
One tool has been poetry. A poet in residence has been writing poems for the LAPCEL events to inspire the audiences to connect with the nuances of death and dying. Another is a series of public engagement events with the different stakeholders for networking and dissemination of research findings. Complementing these, the third tool has been 14 pictograms in the form of posters, postcards, and bags displaying visually the research findings in a possible universal language.
Pictogram cards created by LAPCEL, Learning Alliance for Palliative and End-of-Life Care. These cards can help explain the end-of-life journey for people. Here's one story. From a bad news phone call, which nobody wants to get, to a 10-minute appointment with your doctors. Oh my goodness, how do you understand what's happened? Now you're feeling so alone, facing that death journey. You have to go for treatment. You're feeling alone and worrying about, is this going to end in death? How do you talk about death? Death is a taboo subject for your culture. Many cultures can't even begin to talk about it. So who is there to help us? Who can help us? What we need are some end-of-life services that have compassion, palliative care services, where there's time to explain the difficult choices that we might need to make between home, hospital, and who's going to pay for it? These are all questions that we worry about. The important thing, to have a dialogue, to talk to our loved ones, to start to get down our own wishes and wants, to draw up a wish list, to think about what we might need, what's going to be important to us. Thinking about the very end. Where will I want to be? Do I want to go back to my country of origin? Do I want to stay here? Once these things are all decided, we can hopefully enjoy some quality time with our loved ones until ultimately we're there in death, supported by all those around us. That's just one version of one story that you can make your own with these cards.
But be human after all, and with eyes tear glistening, keep going, keep on talking, and keep ears open listening,